Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. Got a video today from SSM Clips. Wife filed for divorce after BFF told her that we hooked up. Now is begging me after learning that it was a lie. Women keep women single. Please like, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
So here's a quick one about a husband and father whose life has been absolute chaos for a while now, ever since his wife threw him out and used everything she could to make his life miserable and not see the kids after her so-called friend told her that she and this husband, the guy telling the story, hooked up, that he seduced her, blah, blah, blah. The wife didn't want to hear him out.
Isn't it sad that they're willing to listen to their friend over your partner? That's the sad part when it comes to some of these things. This is why having female friends sometimes isn't the greatest of things, even for men or women.
And everything make it miserable. And guess what? The wife finds out that the friend, the so-called friend, completely lied through her teeth. And now she's begging to get her husband back. And he's like, not happening.
Good
However, now the husband's mother is getting involved, saying you should take her back in spite of all that. And pretty much is like, the hell with you. I'll be going to go over here, guys, just to show you just how awful it is, how many times women will just blindly believe their friends, and how a lot of times these so-called female friends are just jealous and want to sabotage a good thing, a good marriage or good relationship because they don't have that.
Correct.
And I might add how a lot of times in these stories, these mothers want the husband or boyfriend to automatically forgive the wife or the girlfriend after doing a lot of horrible things and act like nothing happened. They should just...
It's a bit of projecting on these mothers, in my opinion, because these mothers want that forgiveness also if they were to do something like this. So, of course, they want to project that to you so that you would forgive, the woman in your life that did that to you, so she could feel better about herself if she was to do that. But at least in my opinion, that's not what it is. But
just be the man and take it, which is nonsense. And I might add, often in these stories, the moms, they themselves have a history of indiscretions in their past.
like I said,
Titled, My wife filed for divorce because her friend told her we slept together. Now she knows that her friend lied and wants to reconcile. My mom is on her side. How can I get my mom to understand she's hurting me? And a shout out to Tolman for sending me this story. It says, almost 2 years ago, my ex went on a girls' trip with her sisters and mom, leaving me at home with our son and daughter. The night before she was due home, she sent me a message saying that she knew what I had done and she wanted me gone by the time she arrived. This guy's probably like, what are you talking about?
Right?
That's all
Women always speak in such cryptic messages.
she said. She didn't reply to my messages and let my calls go to voicemail. So she's that fired up, that emotional, came in hear your side of the story, even though this guy didn't do anything. When she arrived home, I was still there because I had no clue what was going on. She came in ready to go, yelling at me, accusing me of having other women in the house, telling me her friend had told her all about my affair with her and at least one other woman. Our fight went on for days. In the end, I told her if she believed that, if she thought that I was capable of doing that to her and our family, then she should pack her stuff and leave. She did that, and she filed for divorce. So I want to know what happened to this so-called female friend that claimed that the husband and her hooked up. Where's she in all this, right? Days later, the police showed up at my door and took my kids. I didn't see them for 5 months.
Wow.
What the... Clearly, she told the cops a whole bunch of awful things to get the kids away. Doesn't say what, though. She made it as difficult as she could for me to see my kids. She made up stories of all sorts of A-B-U-S-E. I have to watch what I say here. It's YouTube. To keep them from me. I fought hard, and my lawyer fought just as hard as I did, and eventually I got weekend visitation.
Man, this man probably spent $100,000 just to get that weekend visitation rights. That's crazy that the court system is just so against us men. We just want to see our kids. Can you let us see our kids? Jeez.
It's not only this guy did nothing, these kids are automatically taken away from him because, of course, believe all you-know-who. And, probably after years of being a good husband, providing, taking care of them, loyal, loving, and all that, and I might add, the kids don't get to see their dad. The first time seeing my kids after all those months apart destroyed me. Their misery is written all over their faces. They saw me and threw themselves at me. They clung to me crying so hard. These poor kids.
Poor kids.
I didn't care about my marriage at that point. I just cared about my children. They were full of stories. They couldn't wait to see me. There were so many stories that on that first visit, and every visit after, I started to record them. I went back to my lawyer. He said the best way to use this information was to hire a private investigator to get us proof, and that way we could leave the kids out of it. So that's what I did.
That would be good.
My private investigator found all the...
Good on this lawyer for keeping the kids out. I'm proud of this lawyer for, looking out for the kids. Most lawyers would use the kids as leverage themselves, and it's a horrible thing to be using kids to battle against divorces. It really is. It fucks the kids up miserably.
The proof of what my kids told me and more. I moved forward with plans to get at least 50-50 custody of them, and I got it. For the past 2 months, I had my kids one week, and they go back to their mother the next week. A week later, I get them again.
That's not
yeah,
too
and those
bad.
poor kids are probably crying when he has to take them back to their wacko mother. According to what I've been told by people that were there, my wife was at a party while my kids were with me. There were a lot of ex-mutual friends there, ex-friends of mine. They all believed the lies and shut me out. My ex was there with her new boyfriend. Her friend, the same friend that convinced my ex that we were having an affair, was falling over herself drunk. And in front of everyone, she told my ex that she was owed a thank you. My ex asked what for? For breaking up our marriage. This woman started laughing and said she didn't know it would be so easy to convince my ex I was cheating, but my ex was dumber than the friend thought that she'd even...
Oh, man. This is ruthless.
question it. She just believed it. You heard that right there?
Ruthless.
So-called friend, she just sabotaged the whole thing.
Women are vile.
And she's laughing at her about the whole thing.
That's crazy.
Guys, I've seen this a lot of times with gals I've been acquainted with and all that, and maybe some of you guys have witnessed this yourselves or been on the receiving end of this crap. Women can be so freaking spiteful, jealous of other ones that don't have things that they feel they're entitled to have. Now, this friend, so-called friend, is pure evil, but you know what?
I agree.
So is the wife for doing this, even hearing the guy's side out or anything like that, and doing this to him. Then she started in on how even after my wife left and did all that crap with my kids, she still couldn't get me into bed. Then she laughed and laughed until my ex attacked her. Can't fight.
No.
My ex has been calling me non-stop since and sending me messages, getting her parents to call me, her friends. I've had old mutual friends trying to reconnect with me. I shut them all out.
Damn right.
You're darn right. I would tell them all to go F themselves, and especially your ex. She thinks after everything she's done to you, had the kids taken away for 5 months, and put those kids through misery and all that you're just going to take her back. And
I have a pretty strong character, and if any of my friends just believed my exes or a woman that I would do such horrible things, yeah, I would cut them out too, even if it was my best friend. That's crazy that these people would not even give this man the benefit of the doubt in any way, shape, or form. They're not your friends, man.
accept her tears? Hell no. All their calls and messages go unanswered. They're all dead to me. If not for my kids, my ex would be dead to me too. Not because she believed the lie and made up some of her own, but because she used my kids against me, and I can't forgive her how that she used my kids. You're darn right. I guarantee you she was telling all those kids, well, he said all sorts of lies and everything like that. My ex is making regular visits to my parents' house, giving them a sob story of how sorry she is and how she regrets everything, and all she wants is to put her family back together.
Shut the fuck
Some
up.
things can't be put back together. It's gone too far. If, upon hearing this lie, if she believed the lie and, they divorced or were in the process, but she wasn't so malicious with the kids and all that stuff from him, I wouldn't say that'd be one thing, but it wouldn't be as bad. But still, what she's done to this poor guy and the kids, I might add, no freaking way. My dad was blunt. He reminded her that she broke our family, and he wouldn't help her con me into giving her another chance.
Nice.
Good for your dad. My mom is a different matter. Shocker. The sob story got to her. She's telling me if it's best if the kids are raised in two-parent homes.
Oh,
to think of them and
all of a sudden it's the best, huh? Whenever it's the mother's siding with the woman, it's always, it's better you take care of him yourself.
the love I have for them, not the hurt and humiliation my wife put me through, to push all the resentment down for my kids' sakes and be the father they need. Oh, hell no. And hey, Mom, where's your love and support for me? Have you not seen what's been going on here? I've seen what the kids, your grandchildren going through. I hate my mom a little for not being on my side and basically telling me to suck up all the crap that B has done to me and my kids for the past 2 years. I know I'm doing what's right for me and the kids. It won't be any benefit for them to grow up in a house where their dad is hating the sight of their mother. Exactly. But you have so many people, older people, that still subscribe to the narrative that, no matter what, you can't break up the family for the kids. And yeah, that's the last resort, of course, because children benefit from a two-parent household. But if mom and dad are fucking miserable and hate each other's guts and it's so ugly, that's going to screw the kids up worse.
This one's a debate on me. Like, I'm on the fence where it actually screws up the kids worse or not. Because if the parents do a good enough job to where they can raise the kids without any issues, I think it's better either way. Most of the time. Yes, kids see the little nuances between your relationships and stuff like that and all this, but I think they'd rather have both their parents together and at least trying to work things out. Yes, I can understand you being miserable and, taking it, but that's what you signed up for when you became a parent. This is just my opinion. I side with the kids a lot more than I ever side with either side, male or female. I'd usually just side with the kids. I'd rather do what's best for the kids.
Then at least being with one parent that's happy and loving and functional and can set a good example.
But I agree that a single father household does just as well. And that man looks like he cares and seems like he cares for his kids. So I don't see any issues with him raising his kids. But it's always better to have the opposite sex. Because there's little nuances, especially with a daughter, that you're not going to be able to help out so much with. It's nice to have that help. Just saying.
This is ruining my relationship with my own mother. How do I let my mother know that she's pushing me away from her and that I'm close to cutting her off if she doesn't let this go? How do I tell her in a way that she listens and that what I have to say sticks so she gives it up? So that ends his thing, and I'm sorry this guy went through this crap, and this guy, man, he has been stoic and strong through this whole thing for his kids. Well, remember something. Your mother is a woman. Okay? And whether it's your mom, your grandma, your aunt, your sister, a woman you're involved with, they're all the same thing. Women do not respect weakness and they respond to strength. So in my opinion, if I was in this situation, not that I would be, but if I was, I would tell your mom, I'd make it abundantly clear. Either me or her. End of story. And you're going to support her, pretty much you can cut all contact is done. I'm not going to have anything to do with you. All connection is gone. And I might add, you're never seeing those grandkids again. Ever. Okay? I'm your son. You're going to be loyal to me. What my wife did, blah, blah, blah. And you make the decision right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. And you're going to be loyal, and you're going to be on my side. And if I sense any bullshit, I'm out of there. You never hear from me again. And you're not going to see those kids. And when they're legal adults, believe me, they'll know darn well to stay away from you. That's what I would do. And as a woman responding to strength, it's very likely, realizing you mean business, she'll cut the shit out. And if she doesn't, you better make sure you back up with what you're saying here. Because if you in any way give it an inch, she'll see weakness and whatever. But I'm willing to bet you that mom probably has some skeletons in her closet too.
Yep.
I'd be starting to question whether you're actually her son.
I said it, guys. I said it.
Yeah, or at least your father's son, given how she's treating you and taking the side of the gal. And I'm willing to bet you that she has some indiscretions in her past.
Agreed.
But I'm sorry it happened to you, but dude, you've been strong. Get rid of that wife. She's terrible. If you aren't already divorced already, never take her back and nothing to do with her. And you may take a restraining order, and obviously you're going to have to deal with her because she's the mother of your kids and all that. And, but still, your mom, no. But it's disgraceful sometimes when you have these mothers actually support the cheating girlfriend or the awful girlfriend or wife, and it's terrible. But you be strong and make it abundantly clear, because if you don't, guarantee you more and more BS your way. And you have no shame in having to do that. End of story. So, there you go, guys.
Shout out to SSM. That was some wonderful chow. Again, I always side with the kids. Even if it's a detriment to me and my own happiness, I want my kids' happiness and future locked in to be a better future than if they were to be raised by the mother. That's just me. I know you guys, think this take is probably like a stupid take, but I've seen the battles that my mom and father has had, through the divorcing type things. And I still appreciate that they stayed together. That's just personal. Please exert them a love. I really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time.